And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Ralas. Nothing big, nothing special. Let me get some people on the comments section. But first, it has to come out in my feed so I can share it, of course. Ovi. William will be joining me. Yes, still will be joining. The one and only I Am. Why am I going live? I'll let you know as soon as I'm done posting this. Will anyone else join me? I highly doubt it. It's early. I didn't tell anyone. It was unexpected. So yeah, I doubt. I know my loud. That's why I like going live like in las tardecitas, like later on, because right now everyone is loud. But you gotta make sacrifices. Muchos sacrificios en nuestra vida. Oh. What's up, people? Who's ever there? What's up, Still Will?
What up?
How's everything going?
Oh shit, we're live and I just flipped you off.
That's okay. Oh, usually I wait for you, huh?
Yeah.
I just want to keep the cameras rolling and basically say why I'm going live so early. But you caught me actually sharing it because I didn't think you're gonna join that quick.
I'm in the future. I'm always gonna show up on time.
That you are, because you are 3 hours ahead, meaning that you already been at 3 o'clock in my zone. How does it feel being 3 hours in front of us?
Shitty.
I guess sometimes, no, because like if we get a California fight, you're watching it very late, especially they start very late over here.
It's not a California fight, it's a Las Vegas fight, and they're always Las Vegas fights. So it's always at midnight. Main event is always midnight out here.
Oh, okay, a West Coast time zone, a Pacific time zone,
Yeah.
but there is California fights. Just letting you know, I'm putting it out there.
I'm sure there is, but all the big ones are Vegas.
Eso sí, las más grandes. Obviously, the name of the title right here is Did Christmas Come Early? I think I know what I'm alluding to. For us fans of WWE or anybody in that world of wrestling, toda la week, you were telling me, not toda la week, but going into it, you're saying CM Punk is going to be back because why would they announce Randy Orton? And I thought it was like, because you need to kill momentum because you don't want CM Punk the chance and all that. Now, because you actually saw it live, I did not see it live. I was watching boxing. I was watching Trancazos, right? I am the whole. I completely forgot about the Survivor Series, which was probably a good card for the 5-on-5. Even though I heard that the girls were better than the guys. Is that true?
No.
No. Okay.
The only time a girl fight has been better than a guy fight, I would say, was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair back at WrestleMania. Only time.
And well, I would say the Hell in the Cell de ¿cómo se llamaba esta la morenita, la que se pintaba el pelo?
The one that quit.
Yeah. Okay, so her.
Yeah.
Versus I think it was the Irish girl. I haven't seen wrestling in a good while.
Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. It was a Hell in the Cell. I would say that their fight was a lot better than Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. You would have to go back and try to remember it, but I do remember that fight. I was shocked because I don't really like wrestling girls, right? So I was shocked that it was that good, right?
Right.
So cuando lo estás mirando en el momento, mira, come here. Aguanta primero. Esta tu sobrina era.
What's her name?
Ah, mira, she way back. Oh, man. Era enojona. Salió a ti.
I mean, you had to have one, you know.
¿Cómo está, mama? You want to be alive for a bit?
What's her name?
Her name is Grace. And she has to have a Mexican middle name. You want to guess it? So the other one's Faith Lupita. Is Faith Lupita. And then you have Hope Lucerito. So this is Grace.
Okay.
Okay. I was waiting for you to say a middle name.
I got no guesses.
It's Gracie Samar.
Wow.
Well, you don't think that was a good middle name?
I mean, you know, I could think of a few other ones that could go along with the other middle names.
I was thinking of an L name, but I couldn't find nothing like small because Lupita, Lucerito. I was thinking like Lucita or Lilita or something like that, and I just couldn't.
So you want to add the Ita at the end?
Yes, to keep it small, or Ito, you know.
What is it? Isamarita?
Isamarita, but it's not an L, so I wanted something with an L.
Right.
Pero no encontré nada. She's all straight.
Lismar.
¿Ah?
Lismar.
Lismar. Era otra que siempre le dice. Hay veces que me enojo con Isamar, and I kind of pronounce the L to the Isamar. So she always told me, who the fuck is Lismar? But yeah, ¿cómo se llama? Going back to the Survivor Series thing, you're watching it, right? You're watching it live. You're watching the whole thing. The show ends. The 5 good guys win, even though I thought it was going to be los, ¿cómo se llama? I thought Randy Orton was going to turn.
It should have been Judgment Day, honestly.
It should have been. And I thought Randy Orton was going to turn. You know, I was like, because of him, they're going to lose.
Yeah.
Y ¿cómo se llama? And at the end, the camera's zooming out. Y sale la copyright, the WWE, like it's over. Right. Yeah, once you see that, it's over. And then it fucking hits. I'm like, honestly, can I say I regret not watching it because I was watching boxing? No, I can't regret that because I was drinking. I was in Tijuana with my other brother, with Superman. So I can't really say I regret it, right? I was having fun. The fight was good too. Should I have remembered and switched on to that channel? Maybe that's something that I should have tried, you know, pero no me acordé. Because your text did come like probably an hour after the actual boxing fight. Because the boxing fight ended like in 6 rounds. So cuando you texted me that, it means that you probably did it fresh, like right after you saw it. Unless it took you a while.
No, I did it fresh, and I was like, wait, he might not get it because I know he's in Mexico. I'm like, let me go ahead and send him through Instagram because he might be connected to Wi-Fi. You know, and right after that, I sent it to your Instagram saying like, hey, you know, whatever. I think TikTok, one of the others, yeah.
See, so like, the only reason I would say I regret not flipping the channel for the sole reason that I'm a big CM Punk fan. So that would have been like a big, like, like toda la reaction de la crowd, los TikTokers, todo eso. That would have been my reaction, except I don't think I would be screaming. I would just be like an odd, like, oh my God, y con la boca abierta. But if I would have been with a wrestling fan, como tú, como John King, como el Caballo, and we're watching it, or with my cuñado, I would probably go like, holy fuck, like, se me paro, because estás en el momento.
Right.
But if you're alone and you're just chilling with someone, it's just like, holy shit, it happened. Like, it happened.
Right.
Y como se llama, like I said, I'm a CM Punk. It's like an early Christmas gift, at least from the sports world, even though a lot of people don't consider WWE a sports world, right? I know that she bought me a snow cone thingy majiggy, porque I wanted to have some accessories for my podcast. So Christmas came early for me that too, ¿verdad? No me ha comprado shoes close to Christmas, so no me ha comprado jackets, so give me a second. What? I don't know where you are. Oh, here's. Mira.
What is that? I mean, I know it's Snowman. Okay. I thought it was like a CM Punk Snowman or some shit, you know?
I wish, but look, that's even better than a CM Punk Snowman. It's a cerveza opener.
Oh, okay.
So I know that I'll be using it for sure. Now, as far as you being a CM Punk fan, are you a CM Punk fan?
Yeah, hands down. I mean, I am. You know, so for me, obviously, like you said, the reaction that I had was the same one you saw on TikTok from everybody else. You know, did I scream? No, because I'm obviously living in a house where I can't really scream with excitement. However, I was watching it with my kids, right? And for me, obviously, I knew Randy Orton was coming back. Throughout the whole
Hmm.
show, they were saying Randy Orton's not here. Randy Orton's not here, right? I was like, okay, but we know he's gonna be there. Like y'all just making this little story that he's not there, that he's gonna be late, whatever. But we know he's gonna be there, you know.
Simon, Simon.
So for me though, I got even more like shocked and like, no way this is gonna fucking happen because Rhea Ripley came out to cash in the Money in the Bank for Damian Priest when Randy
See.
Orton was supposed to come out, but then she came out with the money. I was like, bro, this is like dope. And then Randy Orton came out. I was like, of course they're gonna fuck it up like this, right? Which is fine because Randy Orton, and I'm glad he's back too. You know, the whole time I've been telling Emily about it, like, oh, Randy Orton's a guy who basically has been out of the business because of Jey Uso. Jey Uso is that guy, so Randy Orton's might come back and turn on him. So Emily was catching on. But like at the same time, there's a
Close the
guy
door.
from Chicago who, and right now they're in Chicago, and it's CM Punk. You know, people are saying that he's gonna come back, but we don't know if he's gonna come back. You know, I'm saying he is because a lot of people are saying that it's just a rumor. You know, so when the little credit thing came up, Emily was like, well, I guess it was true. Then he wasn't gonna come back. Dad, like, too bad. And as soon as she says that, it pops up, and she's like, "Oh, never mind, forget it, Dad. You're right. You're right." You know, and she starts like going off. You know, and that's when you hear. I'm not sure you saw my Instagrams. That's when you hear Emmett, the other one. He's like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Bro, shut up. You don't even know what the fuck you're watching, bro." Like, But so like Eminem was excited. Emmett was excited. Emerson was like knocked out. But the other two were like all like happy and screaming as well. And like I would have been screaming, but I was like, I'm not trying to like, clutch. But like you said, if I'm around an environment where I could scream, like I would have screamed. Like I did show excitement, but I was like, that's about it. But just like everybody else reacted, I was like, that would have been my reaction, just like everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Y not only that, pero ¿cómo se llama? I think the way that Triple H went about it, since he's the one controlling todo, he knew that the CM Punk como chants were going to be so loud. So I think that's why they extended the Randy Orton's not here, so that you can be screaming CM Punk. And then when his su música didn't hit, everybody started screaming CM Punk because I kind of saw the last 6 minutes.
Right.
I saw right before Randy Orton comes out, right? So cuando sale Rhea Ripley, everyone's excited, and then boom, sale la canción de Randy Orton. Everybody starts cheering. Oh, sí, llegó Randy Orton. That's cool. And then Randy Orton comes out. So in a way, people forgot about CM Punk because even after the whole place died down, like perdón. Let me after they won, the place did die down. Y ya no dijeron CM Punk. Ya no estuvieron, like, yeah, that was it. Everybody's like, okay, we got it. It was Randy Orton. It's same year, same bullshit. That spot, he saw the RKO off the top of the cage. I mean, him just landing it, and this was just, look, I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, like, it makes sense why Triple H went that way so that I can hit it. Like, here we go. Boom. I was listening to, what's up?
And here's the thing, like I read up about it. Originally, they were gonna bring CM Punk back during the Royal Rumble. That was the original plan. But Triple H was like, "Ain't no way we're gonna keep it under wraps for 3 more months. Like, word is gonna get out. It's not gonna be a surprise anymore. So let's go ahead and take,
That's why I heard that he actually signed papers. Like everybody knew that he wasn't. Que según le ofrecieron una big bag in TNA.
TNA, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Y también TNA literally said that they honestly thought that they had him. Like, we have them in our pockets. Y que basically el Saturday is when CM Punk signed the papers.
With WWE, yeah.
Yes. The only thing that I'm like, when people say is like, okay, nadie sabía que it was just Triple H, blah, 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 so that it wouldn't get leaked out. I'm like, I don't believe that, because when these fools judge, the guys who won, Team Cody, when they turn around, they're literally looking into the stage.
Mm-hmm. Before,
so I'm like, you wouldn't be celebrating like that.
Yeah.
Es como cuando the one that was like a kind of a surprise, but people knew that he signed, was Brock Lesnar. John Cena's literally staring into the camera when his song hits. So that was more believable in a way que John Cena no sabía. Well, he knew, but he knew. I'm just saying, it would have been more believable if you guys were like separated, like saying bye to the crowd, once in the turnbuckle, whatever. Try to
Right,
sell it
right,
a little bit more
right,
so that we can believe that there's no
right.
one. So that's the only thing that kind of bugs me when they keep saying that nobody knew. So for me, I'm like, why are you staring into the ring?
And I think for me, I think it's nobody knew because he hadn't signed. But before the match, that's when they let them know. I think maybe at that point, or maybe before the show even started,
Mm-hmm.
But it's like at some point they did tell them, but not, obviously they didn't know up until, a certain time. I'm guessing,
Yeah.
because they didn't want word getting out, So once, like, for example, right before the main event, it's like, hey guys, just so you know, Team Cody, you're gonna win, but also CM Punk is coming up after, so just stay out there until CM Punk comes out. Because
Yes.
people were saying that Drew McIntyre walked out because of that, and I'm just like, well, yeah, but if you look at the scene when Drew McIntyre is like storming out, you can see the cameraman like giving him signals like, hey, hurry up, get out, because you're in the way of the ramp, and then that's when you see Drew McIntyre walk faster through the ramp, all mad
See,
and shit,
see.
and then CM
And he
Punk hit him.
already came out saying that he wasn't even mad about the CM Punk thing. Like he was
Yeah,
not.
the
So
loss or
people
whatever.
thought it was all because CM Punk signed or whatever. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knew.
yeah.
So he said, I don't think él dijo straight out que it wasn't because of that. It was for other reasons.
Right.
Y cómo se llama? Chiro, just cross. Just walk. You look more weird doing that. You look like a T-Rex. Um, so that was that. También miré la de Rhea Ripley where she's flipping him off. I'm like, are you in character and that's why you're flipping him off because you're not on camera, or are you not happy even though you literally became more you literally became famous after he left because no one knew who the fuck you were. You were
Right.
probably on NXT if you were at that or just starting in NXT. Because la verdad yo no conozco a Rhea Ripley until she basically got into the WWE as basically
Judgment Day.
the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Like
Because
porque
when Edge formed Day or whatever. Yeah.
uh-huh. It's like they said that before. Give me a second. I was saying que cuando miras eso, like the last time that Punk was there, 2013, we still didn't have the bloodline. Roman Reigns was still getting fucking booed for the wrong reasons, not for the right reasons. Fucking El Hijo de Rey Mysterio, I don't even think he had his first match still. Because
Yeah, right, right.
I think Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio Jr. or keep forgetting. I call him Eddie Jr.
Dominic.
Dominic. And it's funny because if I remember the storyline that Eddie contra Rey about that, I remember his name, Dominic. But now because he's so in, and like with when it comes to Latino heat and all that, I call him Eddie Jr. I honestly believe that he does get booed because they hate him. Like he doesn't get booed for the wrong reasons because the kid doesn't suck. Like he's pretty slow for his body. I honestly believe he should be a little bit faster, more athletic, porque está flaquillo el güey. So se mira muy lethargic el güey, but he plays a pretty good heel.
Yeah.
I know that he wasn't wrestling. Rey Mysterio was not in the Hall of Fame. Undertaker was still wrestling. I think. Oh, es más, Undertaker still hadn't fucking his streak hasn't been broken yet at that time.
Right.
It's because I think it got broken the year after because CM Punk left right after WrestleMania. He just walked out. Y como se llama, de ahí ya siguió the broken streak right after that. Oh no, peleó todavía Shane McMahon. I forgot cómo era. Seth Rollins was still not like a big pay-per-view player. Like he wasn't like a big deal. ¿Quién más está ahí? Los Jay and Jimmy were still takata. They were still that. So I'm like, it's been a long time for those 10 years of what has happened. Undertaker already retired también en ese tiempo.
Right.
Triple H was still a part-time wrestler.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, at that time you had the authority, you had the Shield still assembled. You know, you had
Sí, 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 sí,
all this
sí.
via, you know,
Yeah,
and now you have Amber or yeah, what's his name, the Amber Rose or whatever, over on as John Moxley over at freaking AEW.
uh-huh,
You
sí.
know, and yeah, Seth Rollins is what he is now, but I'm just
And,
like,
and if I
come on.
recall, I don't even think AJ Styles was still with WWE at that time. I don't think he was.
Shit, no, because AJ Styles came in 2015, I think, or 16.
Yeah, I think he came out 2 years later. So
Yeah, some shit like
like
that.
I can't even say I'm looking forward to that match because he's still on SmackDown. So if it's for the fans, you gotta make a way to do a storyline.
But you know, damn right, WWE does not care about brand split. You know, everybody knows, the whole world knows WWE does not care about brand split, bro.
So who? Okay, so in the world of WWE, or before we get more, did you get anything else for Christmas other than CM Punk, an early gift?
It's still Thanksgiving, so no.
Still, then Thanksgiving's already gone, bro. We already ate. That pinche pavo got devoured, or whatever you had. What is it that you had for Thanksgiving? We had tamales.
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
I
Get
you
a
got you got to understand. I ain't have the kids this year, so all I hate was McDonald's.
turkey wrapped at least.
No, all I had was McDonald's. My chicken.
I'm like chicken. Oh, it was close to a turkey then. We'll call it a Mac turkey. All right. So you got your large combo, McChicken, Coke, fries, 2 or 1.
2 McChickens, 1 Coke, and that's it.
Regular mayo or easy mayo?
Regular.
Regular mayo. I go easy mayo. So a veces se pasan de verga. Motherfuckers like fucking shoot a cocking gun all the way in there. No, really, don't they use like a cocking gun to spray them for the mayo?
I don't know, bro.
I
Ask
think
them
they
next
do.
time I go.
¿Cómo se llama? Give me a quick second. All right. Okay. ¿Cómo se llama? So, first storyline for CM Punk. Which route do you think they're gonna go?
Well, my theory went out the window because apparently it's gonna be what's his name? Shinsuke Nakamura, whatever,
Nakamura
versus Cody Rhodes. So
yes,
that's already out the picture.
And it's funny because give me a second. Like, I was not that much into. I still watch WWE, but it wasn't until Summer of Punk when that fool did the pipe bomb, boom, and then the Yes movement, and I was like all in. Didn't mean no pun intended. I was all in wrestling. I was for WWE. The Shield came out. I liked them. I hated Roman. I really started disliking Roman a lot because they were pushing him and Lupita, just walk. Jesus. Y cómo se llama? And I liked it. It stayed there, right? It was until well, even I would say I really like what was Elias, el pinche guitarrista. I really thought he had a mic skills because in a way he also looks like LA Knight. So even when LA Knight came out, I'm like, is that the same guy? So when I saw that, I'm like, se va Punk, se va Daniel Bryan. They're not letting him wrestle. They're giving all these fools their momentos. The good thing is that in a way, The Rock had his rematch after oh no, CM Punk was still there. We had the Brock Lesnar Taker thing. We had so many things, and I would say it was probably till COVID when the people left. That's when I kind of stopped watching. So the whole bloodline thing, I kind of missed out on it a lot because I kind of didn't care about it anymore. And I was still trying to keep up, but I would say that at COVID is when I stopped watching, and it was really hard for me to come back. Right, so now before I would watch YouTube clips where it would show Todo Raw like in like 30 minutes. So they literally would call todas las highlights. And like when someone would cut a promo, it was instead like a 10-minute promo, it was like a 2-minute promo because they're cutting everything.
Right.
Y cómo se llama? It was basically that. Like I follow like the Instagram stories and all that, but I wasn't 100% there. I would say that the last match or storyline that I saw was probably the breakup of the Shield. The last time that they got together before this went to AEW. You know how they got together to fight Drew McIntyre, el pinche grandolón barbón, Braun Strowman, y el King Corbin, and I don't know if there was a fourth guy or not. I think that was one of the last full stories that I saw. Porque de allí, ¿cuál sería the last fight? I would probably say the Fiend versus Goldberg, which I was really mad because the Fiend shouldn't have lost.
He shouldn't.
I think that was a power play by Goldberg. I don't think that was WWE.
Well, Goldberg came out on that, and he basically said, "Who am I to tell WWE I want it this way?" You know, that was Goldberg's defense. Like, that wasn't me. That was something. You know, that was
Really?
Copperhead. That he came out to say that on a podcast. He was like, that wasn't my call. Like, I'm nobody to be coming in and be giving demands. You know, compared to like all the big stars that do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, like that wasn't my call. Like, you know, so somebody else, like, it was somebody else's call. No,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know why he dropped it. Obviously, I know that they dropped it obviously to Goldberg, but so that Goldberg could drop it to Roman Reigns, except, you know, COVID happened, so then he dropped it to Braun Strowman, you know, at WrestleMania.
sí.
But that, I know that was how it was gonna play out. You know, obviously, I guess they didn't want the Fiend losing to Roman Reigns. I guess, I don't know. You know,
Which I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it just sucked. The way that and then the way they pushed the Fiend también. When Bray Wyatt passed away, I touched on it that I was so excited. I'm like, holy shit, the Fiend, we blah blah blah. And then you gave him the belt like 1 month in or 2 months. I'm like, what the hell, bro? I'm like, I was still waiting for Finn Balor to return so that we can get the Fiend versus the Demon. Like, and that would have been badass. But I'm like, they instead of going for storyline and make it like, ooh, they went for the short cash and let's get a belt and let's transform that title belt into a Fiend Fiend belt.
Yeah.
That fucking belt was $1,000, by the way. If you wanted to get it like a, ¿cómo se llama? Replica, $1,000 for that shit. I don't know if I would buy it. I don't think so.
Well, have you ever bought one? I doubt it. So at this
no,
point,
I finally bought my Funkos. You know how I've been getting Funkos for the podcast? Well, I finally bought wrestlers because I'm like, at the end of the day, I do watch wrestling.
Right.
So I'm like, they're coming. I don't even have them with me. And all I can say, it's an honor to WrestleMania 1. That's all I can say. So later on, when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it. WrestleMania 1.
Andre the Giant or Hulk Hogan?
Well, Hulk Hogan's 1, but it's an honor. So, and the Giant, if you mean fucking Andre the Giant, no, that fool was fucking WrestleMania 3.
And is it what, Yokozuna? I don't know.
That would, I don't know what WrestleMania. I think that's 7. No, but I mean, so now that CM Punk is back, I'm literally now I watch more clips like on TikTok to keep up with everything. You know, like a little bit more than the usual. But I texted you after he did this little promo. I was like, I think I'm gonna go to Raw.
Right. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go to Raw now. They're gonna be here in February.
And I think either Raw or SmackDown's gonna be here. I think in January actually. But I'm planning on going down to a Royal Rumble because I'll be in Tampa. You know, so I'm just like, I could easily make the drive. I just need to find somebody to go with because I'm not going by myself. Like, so I'm either gonna take Emmeline, and if I do that, I gotta talk to their mom and work something out to where I could take her.
Yeah.
Or find a friend who's down to, even though I got no friends who watch WWE. You know, but like I'm planning on driving down to Tampa to go to Royal Rumble. So if I do that, I'm not gonna go to Raw here. You know, because obviously that's a lot more expensive and a bigger trip.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just fly out here in February. We'll go watch Raw.
That's also expensive. Well, see, because I mean, on a side note, I just have shit already planned out for May of next year. You know, to go to Vegas and to go to Texas. But you know, I already have shit going on. So that's it. So I gotta. If I plan my money right, then I might fly to California to go to a stupid Monday Night Raw. Like, what the fuck? It's not even a pay-per-view, bro.
See, no. I mean, I get it. And when is Royal Rumble's in January, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually WrestleMania is it in April or March?
Late March, early April.
Okay, yeah, so that makes sense because usually they give them like 2 months. So that means in February it's Elimination Chamber, right?
No, Elimination Chamber should be. Wait, yeah, I think you're right. I think it's after Royal Rumble.
It's after Royal Rumble. that means that we're gonna have a big storyline if they're trying to put CM Punk in title contention for WrestleMania. However, I'm like, I'm looking at it, and I do believe, I honestly believe, fucking Seth Rollins will lose his title before WrestleMania.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's like, in my opinion, from here to WrestleMania, you have what is it, 6 months, give or take.
Yes, give or take.
6 months, give or take, and it's like you still got 2 more pay-per-views to go, or actually, no, just one more, and
It
then
would be
Royal
the
Rumble.
pay-per-view. Is the pay-per-view from December, the
Right.
one from January, which is Royal Rumble,
and then
you,
2
Elimination Chamber,
Mhm.
and then you got WrestleMania. Unless there's one more in between.
Because there's gotta be, so it's basically one pay-per-view per month.
Yes.
Basically. And it's every quarter you have the big four, which is SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. So, but regardless, you do have a few more pay-per-views to go. Ain't no way you don't drop it by that time. I mean, then again, you got fucking Roman Reigns who doesn't even defend it at all. You know, so and he's going to WrestleMania with the title basically at this point. But do I want Seth to drop it? Yeah, at this point. I mean, you already beat Finn Balor for it, not for it, but you already beat Finn Balor as a challenger.
Which I believe Finn Balor deserved it a lot more.
Well, everybody was pushing for Finn Balor to win it, and you know they go against the WWE Universe and they give it to Seth defense.
And it would have made sense for Finn Balor to have it, so that Judgment Day, if they ever plan to break them apart, that would be the problem. That Finn Balor would be scared of fucking Damian Priest.
Paranoia, exactly.
Paranoia, huh? And because we're getting close to the cash in, it would have been a lot more better. Because I'm like now, because you know that he has to cash it in.
Exactly.
So it's interesting. It really is. The only curveball I see is if Damian cashes it on Roman Reigns when that fool's down.
And that is not gonna happen, because so that's the way I'm seeing it. The way I'm seeing it is, okay, you took away the Finn Balor momentum. Who was the next challenger? I think it was Shinsuke and again Nakamura, whatever.
I think it was Shinsuke.
And who was having excellent fucking promos to the point where they had their fight and he basically went all out. And of course, one little touch from Seth Rollins, and that's all it takes to beat him. And it's just like so stupid because people were rooting for him. And now you're going into this. That's like, okay, well, you have, like I told you through text, you have Damian Priest, who we're getting closer to WrestleMania, and right after WrestleMania, you got Money in the Bank again. You're basically gonna go a full year without cashing in. And it's like every time he's about to cash in, some shit happens where he doesn't cash in. And it's like stupid because and like I said last year, Austin Theory, he didn't even cash it on the main title. He cashed it on the mid card title. So it's like, and he lost it. And it's like
it made sense because I don't think he was ready for a big pay-per-view. No, not bad. My bad. He didn't grow quick to be a main eventer, not a pay-per-view, but a main eventer where you can carry the company. That's the whole point of this. So that's why when they're like, oh, you can cash in on whatever you want. I was like, oh, and I'm like, that's because he's not ready for the bigger picture.
Which he wasn't. And, now after that, he became, in my opinion, him now obviously is a lot better than him then. By far. But then after that, you have the Royal Rumble. So it's like, who's gonna win the Royal Rumble? So it's like Damian Priest, whether he challenges Roman or let's say Seth walks into WrestleMania with it, and then the Royal Rumble winner is gonna win it and it's gonna challenge Roman or Seth Rollins. So it's like you still got the cash in. Now you have the Royal Rumble winner. At this point, you have Randy Orton who just came back, CM Punk who just came back. People are pushing for Gunther to start getting his title push for WWE or World Heavyweight. And it's like, and Cody Rhodes obviously still trying to complete a story, which in my opinion is whatever. And then you have Drew McIntyre who just lost his shot at the title because of the Judgment Day. So it's like so much shit that I'm just like, bro, you have so many wrestlers who are basically gonna want a shot at this title now, and they're all on the Raw picture. A SmackDown picture, you really got nothing down there. But it's like six competitors in Raw, which is just like, what the fuck are you gonna do with all these wrestlers right now?
That storyline is getting pushed VM for Elimination Chamber, all those 6 of them. It's like, because like, okay, you failed, you failed, you failed. So if I see Seth Rollins losing his title, it's gonna be an elimination chamber
Right.
when he's down. The better curveball, well, not the better curveball. I would have him lose. There was one champion that actually lost. Not even in the last, like, you know how it goes. Get one, two, three, four, five guys in the
Right.
ring.
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if it was John Cena, no me acuerdo quién era, pero perdieron as like the main guy. Like he was a champion going in, and he was like the first guy to get eliminated.
I
So
think
we were gonna have a
was
new champion.
it was it Edge?
I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Because there's always two matches, right, in the elimination chamber, I think.
Yeah, the SmackDown and the Raw.
Yeah, and I remember one of them, like Edge got eliminated right away, and then he came back for the second one, and he pushed out a contestant.
Oh, see, there you go.
And
There
he
you
locked
go.
himself in the cage, and then that's when he became champion for that.
See, so ¿cómo se llama? So when you see that, when you start seeing that, you're like, where is the perfect cash in for this fool? I'm like, because I don't see Seth Rollins being like super dangerous. Like there's no, unless they make like Drew McIntyre versus el pinche Samoan guy, el Jey Uso versus him at Royal Rumble on a ladder match or something like that. And that would be like the perfect way to have him injured where he can barely get up, and then Damian Priest catches him.
Yes, because I was gonna say, but even like that, Seth wouldn't lose it. Why? Because I know 100% any storyline going into WrestleMania as of right now, anything Jay does, guess who's gonna be there to make sure that doesn't happen?
Randy Orton.
No, Jimmy Uso.
Oh,
he's in SmackDown, but they're building up that not main event, but they're building up that fight for WrestleMania. Nobody knows it yet because there's no build up yet, but it's gonna happen in WrestleMania because it's gonna happen. There's no reason why they broke them apart for no fucking reason, and now one's in Raw, one's in SmackDown, kind of like Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio last year or 2 years ago, whenever it happened. It's like they broke them up for a reason to keep them apart off screen, but come WrestleMania time, they're gonna be having their fight in WrestleMania. It's gonna happen.
Como yo cuando dijo Randy Orton, he's like, just know that like I've forgiven but not forgotten. It's like, there's 3 words that I'm gonna be doing to you, like anywhere, anytime, any place. I was like, when I heard that, and then fucking Seth is saying, "Oh, Jay's my guy next week," blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get RKO.
Yeah,
I'm like, Randy Orton's gonna cost you your title.
He's gonna cost Seth Rollins the title.
Not Seth Rollins, but Jay.
Jay. Well, in my opinion, Jey Uso's not gonna get a shot at a title anytime soon.
No, he's gonna next week.
Okay.
On Raw. Yeah. Espérame, aguántame. Yeah, so in the promo that Seth Rollins, cuando Drew McIntyre dijeron, it's your fault for having pettiness or whatever, etc., etc. Then we have to start again. And Drew was like, all right, I'll start again, no worries. He was like, but can I at least know who are you giving the title shot to? And that's when he said, he's like, it's Jey Uso. And that's why Jay came in for the rescue when Drew McIntyre was beating him down. So I was like, I don't think it might be Drew, porque his next fight is gonna be against, su next story is gonna be against this fool Sami Zayn.
Right.
So that leaves Jimmy, Jay. Who is it? Jimmy or Jay? Because on Raw.
Jay.
Okay, so that leaves Jay and Seth and Randy without an opponent, and CM Punk without an opponent, right? Because Cody already has Nakamura. Right? Yeah. So that if Randy comes in and RKO's him, that's gonna be your Royal Rumble storyline.
Right. You also have to keep in mind though, you still have all of Judgment Day.
También.
Opponents.
So that's where I'm thinking that CM Punk is gonna be his storyline on.
Taking out all Judgment Day?
Basically. First it's probably gonna be either Damian. No, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Finn Balor.
No, first it's gonna be JD, then Dominic, then Finn, and finally Damian at the end.
Yeah, which in that order. A lot of people are saying like, look what he said at the end. I'm here to not make friends. I'm here to make money. And everybody's making a big deal. I'm like, no, that's actually smart. because that means que dijeron, hey, you're gonna take the pinfall against Seth. Was like, hey, pues pay up. I'll take the pinfall for Seth
Oh yeah, yeah,
because it's
yeah,
money,
yeah.
not friends. You know,
Right,
I'm okay. I'm okay taking the pinfall, but now it's gonna be like this.
right,
And I think that's why he's kind of grown up from that one. Porque antes él quería todo. He
right,
wanted everything, and
right,
that's why he left. Because like it's not, I'm not having it my way, which I kind of agree. Because if you think about it, all the champions always been the main event.
right.
When CM Punk was the champion, he did not. He only got two pay-per-views as the main event because all of them
Right.
were John Cena as the main event,
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
which I think is kind of bullshit, especially when he was against John Laurinaitis. I'm like, why is that a main event? You know, like
That.
so. Eso sí me dolió muy mucho. And then of course Daniel Bryan when he finally wins, and then he gets injured.
Right.
And and I've had this theory that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, especially Daniel Bryan, that WWE, los officials, los doctors, WWE itself, they basically kicked him off as unhealthy, so that he would never wrestle, so that Roman Reigns can become the guy.
Which is, I mean, I could agree because obviously, I mean, why isn't this a topic over at AEW where he can't wrestle?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
obviously, ever since he joined AEW, he's been wrestling. He hasn't had an injury to keep him out. You know.
Well, think about it this way. He basically told them that he gave WWE an ultimatum. He's like, he basically told them, "Oh, you let me wrestle, or I'm going to AEW or TNA at that time, I think."
Right.
All of a sudden he can wrestle, and that's when he did his last 1 year run or 2 years at WWE, 3 years, because he's a vegan champion that he changes it into wood, which I thought it was a good run. It was just it sucked that Kofi got his moment because I think Daniel Bryan was really good, and I wanted to continue to see him.
Right.
But Kofi, you couldn't take away his moment. I've always said it. Every time there's a wrestler that needs its moment, you have to give it to him. Like even if it wasn't part of the storyline,
Right.
because you never know how that shit's gonna run.
I mean, yeah. Look at LA Knight and look at Sami Zayn. That's fucking year.
Rusev también.
Right. Yep.
Rusev, Cesaro, another one that was like tenía un montón y al último cayeron. Like, so I'm a big fan of Samoa Joe, but again, también like él no tenía a big following because he was always getting injured.
Right. And that was his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his thing. So right now, I'm like, I don't think I want to see CM Punk as a champion, honestly. So I don't want Seth to have the belt in WrestleMania, so that if CM Punk loses, it's not as bad, and if CM Punk wins, it's not as bad. Okay, you can take that W back.
Right.
And I'm like, it'll be perfect if he beats Seth on this WrestleMania, and then next WrestleMania or the following year on SummerSlam, he beats Roman Reigns because he was the original creator of the Shield.
Yeah, that I know too. The thing, I mean, it's just at a WrestleMania match, I'd rather see a Seth CM Punk fight without a title, not for a title. And obviously that wouldn't be a main event because you want the title to be main event.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if for some odd reason the storyline between Seth and CM Punk becomes a huge storyline, kind of like, well, no, because that was for the titles, the Usos and Kevin Owens last year, but that was for the titles. Like just it becomes a major main event. I'm sorry, a major storyline to where, hey, you guys are gonna main event it, but with no title in hand. Like then that's a different story, But I'd rather them fight it out at WrestleMania for not a title because honestly, I'd rather them brawl out, quote unquote, because I'm pretty sure it's now just all staged. The whole Seth Rollins shit, flipping, like being all mad, that was just staged. It can,
Yeah, that one was completely staged. I do believe that. However, I honestly believe that he doesn't like him.
I agree, and I also no, I agree 100%. But they're both professionals, and they know, like, what? Just like how Seth Rollins didn't like what's his name, the guy in the fucking underwear that's no longer with the company. There was RK Bro.
RK Bro. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle, yes. He didn't like him at all, and but they still made a storyline and they still fought, and now Matt Riddle's not with the company. But so I'm sure, even though I agree Seth Rollins is not like CM Punk, I'm sure they will fight and I'm sure they will put on a good show, for the fans, and they will be professional about it, and he'll do whatever it takes to sell the story, because that's just who Seth is. Much as I don't
Yeah.
like the guy because he's annoying as hell, that's how he does his story. Yeah, yeah.
That's why cuando también le dijo Triple H, I always thought it was Triple H who was against Punk because when they would do their storylines together, se miraba como que se odiaban. And then
Right.
like a Night of Champions, he didn't even put CM Punk over, but that's Triple H for you. He never
He
fucking
never
puts
puts
anyone
anyone over.
over.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that he's not in charge and he kind of sees the bigger picture, I'm like, they are saving Roman for Cody. I'm like, because it should have been LA Knight who could have taken the belt. He's on SmackDown, unless they're waiting for the 5,000 mark so that he can officially be the longest reigning champion, even though he's a part timer. Um, that's why, para mí, cuenta más la reign de Cena, la reign de CM Punk, y la reign de, what's it called? The even JBL and AJ Styles, because they were always wrestling month to month to month to month.
Right,
And as opposed to, let me just come in this big pay per view. Let me show up on this big pay per view.
right.
They are saying that a good theory goes so that CM Punk can make him a heel because he's better as a heel. Is that when Cody beats Roman at WrestleMania, este, okay, we'll get to this question right now, Neto. Let me finish this what I was saying. When the theory goes, if Roman loses to get to Cody on WrestleMania, that Paul Heyman is gonna leave Roman for CM Punk, for that CM Punk can become the villain, the heel, and Roman Reigns can finally become the good guy that WWE has always wanted, so that people can cheer for Roman. And I think because Roman has grown a lot more than what he was, you can really make him like an anti-hero, and people will still not, I believe that they would cheer him finally now
I
because he
mean,
doesn't.
like I agree because even now with the bloodline, it's like he's a heel, quote unquote. But it's like, are you really booing him, or are you booing him for happiness? You know what I mean? Or not happiness, but like you know what I mean, right? Positive, a
Mhm.
positive boo as to opposing a terrible boo, like Dominic Mysterio. He's so fucking over with the fans, but and the heel side, like where he gets a mic and they just start completely booing him,
I,
and it's
I
like
honestly believe if he goes good, he's never gonna get cheered. I don't believe he's ever gonna get
it,
cheered.
it's like the Kurt Angle, you suck.
Yes.
you know?
Well, pero Kurt Angle, it was more of a fun thing
Well,
because
that's my
when he
point.
when he wa- when he was wrestling, no one would boo him.
Right, right. That's my point. The you suck. Obviously, that was the fun thing. And in this turn, in this case, it's like Dom, you're booing him for the fun. Like you're just gonna because every time he gets a mic, they just start booing.
Yes.
And I'm like, he's so over it in that term where like it's like he's getting booed not because like they hate him, but because for the fun.
It's
Roman Reigns is like he's the leader of the bloodline, but you're not booing him, because he sucks or whatever. You're booing him for the fun because he's a damn good, great, as he is. And if he does turn face, then I'm sure you will still, I'm not gonna say boo him, but in a way, like those cheers are technically boos in a way.
yeah.
As opposing a boo for him now is a cheer for a heel, I guess you say.
All right. Now let's ask the question. We'll go from five para arriba. Now, if you're still there, Neto, this is your homie Ernesto Urbina, William, your good old homie from Century. What I was gonna ask you, Ernesto, if you're still there, do you want us to remove or do you want to go by favorite? Because top, you might not like the answers because I like to bring in facts. I like to bring in reigns. I like to bring in pay per view numbers and all that, as opposed to your favorite, which can your list can be completely different if it goes by favorite. Or do you want to remove those guys that always get called, which is Undertaker, Stone Cold, HBK, and fucking John Cena and The Rock and Hulk Hogan? If you remove those, no particular order, okay, you're still there. But I'm asking if you remove those seven famous guys, you're gonna have another complete list. So all I'm saying is I can go in particular order because I know who's my top five and I know who's my favorite five, which is a completely different list. Completely different. William, you're number 5. Or no particular
But
order. You can say no particular order.
yeah, I mean, I'm on the spot. I don't really ever think about the WWE list. Um,
How can you
but
not? When it comes to sports, you have to have it ready.
because I don't conversate nobody WWE around me, so I can't have a list ready for that. You could talk to me baseball, I'll have a top five. Basketball, I'll have a top five. Football, I'll have a top five. My
All
top
right,
five Spotify, it just came out.
I see your
um,
point. That you have to get more on TikTok on those wrestling channels, so you can debate on the comment section.
yeah. Whenever they do the what is it, the blind top 10 wrestlers, and
Oh,
then put them on
I've done. No, I don't know. I don't think I've done one for the wrestling one. I've been wanting to, and because I sometimes get pissed at people like when they see the Miz, they put him so high. I'm like, no, he doesn't not belong so high in the list. He's just good on the mic, and he's just that, just good in the mic.
Let's
I was
see.
a boring ass wrestler.
So
I would
doing
say,
top five.
wait. I would say
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
about the Miz. He's my shit break. Like if I need to
What do
take
you
a
what?
shit,
Okay.
I need to go take a shit. And it's
Okay.
especially in the pay per view, because on the pay per view you don't want to take too many rests. Yeah, fucking the Miz, he's my shit break. I'm like, I gotta go take a shit. It's the Miz. Let's go take a shit. All right, top 5, William, or in no particular order for you.
Well, I can't do top five. I'll do 5 top favorites. I'll do favorites. I'd rather go
You're gonna do
favorites.
favorites. Okay, you're gonna do
I'd rather go
favorites.
favorites.
All right.
Um, and I will include all the wrestlers. Because I can't keep them out. So for sure, HBK, Shawn Michaels,
Shaman. Okay.
Goldberg.
Really?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but the hype he brought is just, he might have sucked as a wrestler and couldn't wrestle for more than 5 minutes, but the hype he brought, you know. So it's HBK, Goldberg, Stone Cold, The Rock, and then shit. I don't know. The last one.
I'm surprised you're not going Angle. You're a big fan when you were young. You're a big fan of Kurt Angle.
I mean,
I even remember when we played the WWE games and you would create yourself, you would always use fucking Kurt Angle's theme song.
no, I would use HBK's theme song.
También
I know
eso.
that hands down.
También eso. But you would use the fucking intro, the pinche.
Probably.
Yeah, the fucking Kurt Angle. Dun, dun.
And then yeah, I can't. I'm blinking on one more wrestler.
You have
that's straight
Taker,
up blanking.
Mick Foley, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. There you go. Randy
You
Orton.
like Randy Orton like that?
Yeah. Now, if you want to talk top 5 all time, the one thing I will say about top 5 all time, John Cena is not on my top 5. Simple as that. No list.
Ooh.
No list. Because the way I see it is, when people call him the GOAT, like, motherfuckers, they only made him the GOAT because that's WWE for you. They will make a certain person the GOAT, and that'll be the GOAT if they want him to be.
Well, wouldn't it be the same thing for Stone Cold and The Rock and Hulk Hogan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I don't see them as the GOATs. I don't see them as greatest of all time. I mean, are they great? Yeah, but in a debate of greatest of all time, it's like, if they want to make them the greatest of all time, they'll give them 17, 18 titles. Like the way they did with Cena. But if you have Cena as the face of the company for 10 years, burying the Nexus, burying so many fucking people for no fucking reason, it's like, I'm sorry, but I can't get behind that, because you guys are making him Super Cena for what? Like, he's already over. You don't got to push him more. You know what I mean? So when people call him the best of all time, it's like, they're only, like, I'm sorry, but where people call WWE or wrestling not a sport, this is where I agree. It's like, you can't be the greatest of all time, because it's like, Messi put in effort into his work to become what he is. In this case, WWE is like, well, you're pushing him to be that, so he's gonna be that. You know what I mean? But,
so you're saying WCW Goldberg? Mine's are HBK, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Kane, Undertaker, no order. Stone Cold and The Rock are there, but obviously I wasn't all wet for them tampoco. I'm gonna go a little bit different, because I have many 5 of all time. So I'm gonna go by Mike. Because I can say this about Goldberg. Goldberg is the most easily top 1 most hyped wrestler of all time, right next to Ultimate Warrior, but they both sucked ass in the ring. They cannot. They just sucked. They just sucked, right? Pero la spear, easily the top one of all time ever. That he's the goat of the spear. It's better than Roman. It's better than Edge. It's better than Big Show's. It's better than Bobby Lashley, and it's better than fucking Rhinos, and it's better than Charlotte Flair. All right, his jackhammer is goated. Right, pero ya de hablando de mic skills, he's probably the worst one in mics. He can't talk for shit. So mic skills for me, top 5 in mic. Number 5 is I'm gonna go Stone Cold. I've been watching a lot of highlights on him, and he's really good in the mic. Like, I'm surprised how good he is. Right. Number 1 is The Rock. Right, so I already gave you 5, and I already gave you 1. Number 2, believe it or not, I do have John Cena, especially older Cena, not Super Cena, but older Cena. When he was putting people over, that's
Like
the way
like
that
like Doctor Thuganomics, you know?
well, Dr. Thuganomics is good. He's good. I like the ones where he really kills people like in 2 minutes. When he's like, oh, cuando le dice, I'm only a part timer because you can't do your job.
Right.
I was like, oh, like shit like that. I was like, fuck, dude, te pasas. So those 3, ¿verdad? So Stone Cold number 5, number 2 is John Cena, number 1 is The Rock, number 3 I have to give it to CM Punk. He brought me back. He brought me back to this world of wrestling, and he's gonna bring me back again. I mean, I love full time. Now, right now, I'm just hot because of his catchphrase, and that's yeah. But I don't think his mic skills are good. When he competed against The Miz, he completely lost against The Miz. I would say, believe it or not, I love the mic skills that Bray Wyatt did. He was really good, and that's an honorable mention because I'm gonna give it to Samoa Joe. Listen to Samoa Joe, bro. Listen to Samoa Joe. His mic skills are fucking fleek, bro. They are golden, and I would probably put Stone Cold above him. I will. I would probably put Samoa as number 5. It's just that because Samoa Joe's from Orange County, I'm gonna give it to him because he's from Orange County. He's from Huntington Beach. So I'm a little bit biased. Why not? ¿Cómo se llama? So because of that, like literally listen to Samoa Joe, and he's really good in the mic. Too bad that he didn't really have a lot, you know. I really like Eddie Guerrero, but I don't think his mics were that good. Like, órale, vato. Like, yeah, you're our culture, but you're not good. JBL, wrestling god. It was funny.
I mean, I agree, but it's like Eddie Guerrero, you know, had he not passed away, I could guarantee you, you know, I'm sure he would have been arguably with a lot of people top 5 in anything.
Well, if you go by my favorite, and I'm just talking about todo ya completo, he is my number 1. Because again, but that's me being biased because he's like Latino, but then. Like people give me shit for that. It's like, oh, because he's Latino. I'm like, but I don't have Rey Mysterio in my top 5.
Or Chavo.
or Chavo. Or fucking the guy that went to AEW, el que estaba con WWE, the one who's Mexican. Not Alberto Del Rio, the other fool.
Yeah, I don't know.
¿Mande?
I have no idea.
It was the one who's married to Charlotte Flair.
Still don't know.
I'll bring him up later. I just like when he was really good on wrestling. Tenía su little ponytail, shaved todo. Tenía su barbita goatee. But I wouldn't put him. I don't have Alberto Del Rio in my top 10. So I'm like, it's just that Eddie Guerrero was really someone in the company.
Right. Yeah.
¿Cómo se llama? You can relate to him a lot more than Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio was born literally 2 hours from where we are in San Diego. And fucking este way is from El Paso. And somehow I still relate more to fucking Eddie than to Rey Mysterio. Conan was Puerto Rican, Latino también. La Parca. So there, Juventud Guerrero, los de Mexico. There was a lot of Latino wrestlers out there that I'm like, even Dominic, I'm like, the shit that he says that made me fucking hate him because he's like, oh, you bought me a Beamer when everybody drove a Mercedes. I'm like, oh, fuck you. Like, that's cheap heat, but it works. Because I'm like, I wish I can have a fucking Beamer, you know? Like, so it's cheap heat, but it works.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, okay, he said Ric Flair got down on 2 on the mic. Woo! Yeah, I mean, he was hype. He was hype for sure. Aquí dice otro Chris Benoit. No, he was not good in the mic. Wrestling skills, he's goated. I can never put him in my list for what he did. Um, es como dice Paul Heyman. There was 3 people in that house. 2 had a choice. One, perdón, 2 didn't have a choice. 1 did have a choice. Y it sucks because I really did like it, but I can never put him in that list. As I get older, I understand why WWE takes that position and all that. Before, I was always against it. That's bullshit. You should leave personal life in the personal life. You should leave. You should keep wrestling to wrestling. But as you get older, I'm like, yeah, you're putting this fool on the spot. On like, le estás dando una mantle.
I stand, yeah.
Yeah. So, performer wise, always great to see him. Always great. That's why when Daniel Bryan did the flying headbutt también, y que también hizo la label lock, they called it the yes lock. Notice how it wasn't a crossface no more. It was the label lock. And then they called it the yes lock. And then when he was a villain, the no lock. So, like, yeah, Chris Benoit, honestly, Daniel Bryan reminds me a lot of Chris Benoit in a way. I do believe Daniel Bryan was better on the mic, and I think Benoit was better entertainer on the ring. Este, and the guy was a workhorse. He was literally a workhorse. Sus matches, Eddie Guerrero y Kurt Angle, fuck, they were fucking, they were great. They were great memories. And I will always say that SmackDown in that era when kids like me didn't have cable and Paul Heyman was in charge, probably the best era of wrestling that I ever saw. Just wrestling, not Mike, wrestling.
I mean, you could, you know, we're talking about Eddie Guerrero. You could easily say how many people have actually beaten Brock Lesnar. You know, Eddie Guerrero's one of them.
He is one of them, but he ain't been clean.
Don't matter.
Hey,
Roman Reigns didn't defend his title change against Brock Lesnar.
You got a point there. You know what's crazy though about that? What's crazy about that is that the way that they set up the title cuando ganó el title Eddie Guerrero, he drops the belt on the ground, and then this fool does a tornado DDT, like he's gonna F5 him. So he does a tornado DDT, and supposedly Brock Lesnar's head lands on the title. Y como se llama, the way that they practice that and all that, that was pretty fucking cool. I'm like, for that to be a turn and then still get that tornado DDT as close as possible to the belt, that takes talent and shit from both. Because I will always say Lesnar is a fucking performer, bro. That fool can perform his ass. He's really good until people hate on his Suplex City thing because it's boring and redundant. But I'm like, that's what kind of makes it fun, especially when you're fighting a high flyer.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the fact that he's as big as he is and is as mobile as he is just a different breed, I guess you could say. I mean, obviously when he was younger and he'd be able to jump off the turnbuckle, whole other story too. You know what I mean?
Well, that was one of the reasons why freaking when he came over and they were saying que como se llama, oh look what my sobrino gave me for Christmas. Christmas came early.
What is that?
Can you see? Huh?
It's a Atlas something, right? Or Chivas something?
No, for Santi Jimenez.
Oh, Santi Jimenez. Right. Is that his rookie card?
Huh?
Is that his rookie card?
No, that's a Feyenoord card where he plays right now.
No, fucker. Well, obviously, but
his rookie card will be Cruz Azul. Duh.
Oh, okay, my bad, bro. I don't follow this shit like that.
I thought you saw la Copa Oro, güey.
I saw the final.
Porque metió el gol. How about that? Que metió el gol.
I saw that, yes.
Yes, so la rookie card de él es de Cruz Azul.
Okay.
He debuted, es el hijo de Chaco Jimenez, just in case if you didn't know that.
Who the fuck Chaco Jimenez?
Chaco Jimenez, bro, he played with fucking Pachuca. He played with Cruz Azul.
Okay, I was gonna say he played for Cruz Azul, right? But, I mean, I don't remember him. I'm sorry, I don't watch Liga MX like that. That was a whole. How old was I? 10? When my dad would have us watch that shit. I don't watch that shit on my own time. My own time consists of baseball and EPL. That's it.
And EPL. There's I learned how to screen share and I forgot now. I'm gonna have to rewatch the video on YouTube so I can put pictures right here when I'm talking about someone. Is it this one? Espérame. Share screen. What are you talking about? Give me a second, Give me a second. Oh, okay, there you go. All right. I think I'm right here. Are you ready? All right. So this is Cristian Jimenez. I'm pretty sure if I show you his face, you'll
I remember
remember.
his name, obviously, but the
Chaco, pues. Chaco Jimenez
yeah, I
was
mean,
his
that's the
name.
point. I remember, but okay, all right.
You remember him now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he played for the selección. So
Yes,
that's his dad. So when I brought up the ¿cómo se llama la? One of my topics on the live was who's more Mexican, Peso Pluma or Santi Jimenez? Because Santi Jimenez le dio el campeonato a Mexico con la Copa Oro. He wants to play for Mexico, like a lot of shit about Mexico, right? But his dad is Argentinian, his mom is Chilean, and he was born in Argentina. So he's not even nothing that his blood is Mexican, except the way that he was raised in Mexico, and he was raised in El DF. So as that question, who's more Mexican, Peso Pluma, que is from his dad is from Lebanon, or this fool who has nothing to Mexico, but he gave a championship to Mexico?
You want to know why Peso Pluma from Mexican?
Why?
Because he played in the Fuerzas Básicas de Chivas. I swear to God, bro. he was there alongside, I forgot who. I forgot who was he like one of the players was a star now. I forgot who it is though. I saw a whole interview about this shit. That Peso Pluma could have been like playing for Chivas. He was on Fuerzas Básicas.
I get you. That was a good one.
If you play for Chivas, that means you're straight up Mexican. It's in your DNA.
Now that I have you here, I know that you don't watch the Liga MX anymore because you're all about Champions League and all that, but they are on playoffs and they play today. So I want to see, who do you have? You have León versus Club América. That's the first game today. You're going to be playing at León.
I don't even know how good anybody is. So
well, América, let me put it this way. Aquí están las standings, right? So you can kind of see where they are. América is first, León 8th, Monterrey 2nd, San Luis 7th, Tigres 3, 6, 4, and 5. And then Club América this year broke the record for the most points in Torneo Chico. So that's why I ask you.
Damn, one loss?
Of all time. Yeah, of all time. The Torneo Chico. No, but they always do choke in the playoffs, so.
That is not true. That is, everybody knows that is Cruz Azul's job. But
no. I said playoffs. Cruz Azul chokes in the final.
All right, fair. But America's taking that one.
America's is winning this game or passing through?
Passing through.
All right, passing through. Do you want to put a score at the end?
Aggregate it?
I
believe 3-1.
3-1. All right. Then San Luis Monterrey. Monterrey. Aggregated?
4-3.
4-3. Then you got Puebla Tigres.
Tigres aggregated 1-0.
¿Cuánto? 1-0?
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a boring ass game then. And then this might be like the baddest one. Chivas contra Pumas.
Chivas on penalties.
There's no penalties, fool.
What do you mean? If they go 1-1 all the way through, there had to be penalties, right?
No, well, Pumas quedó 4th place, so they passed because of points.
Is that how shitty they became?
No, that's how it's always been.
Ain't no way.
Hey, yes way.
That shit whack. All right, fine. Chivas 3-2.
3-2, okay. Just letting you know that I did enter a pool and I got Pumas, so fuck you. and then on the world of in the world of fantasy football, you're somehow this week you fucking showed me that you got like 136 points, 0.86, and then your opponent got 136 points, 0.86. How the fuck was that even possible?
I have no idea, bro. Like I saw that shit, like I was like, oh shit, did I win? So this was yesterday, obviously, and I looked it up. And I look at my record. I'm like, how the fuck did I get a tie? I went over. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
And it's crazy because I know that some leagues, they usually, because they don't want to tie, se dejan llevar por like a, not the decimal part, but something else. I forgot, like what exactly. So that just depends on the league. So let's say if they go by if the kicker made like a 40-yard line, es el que va a ganar. There's some bullshit like that, some
Right,
bullshit,
right, yeah, yeah.
or if your defense got a pick six or some bullshit like that, because they don't wanna tie. But that was pretty cool. How many years have you been doing fantasy now?
I don't know. I mean, in a row, just like three, but like in general, like not in a row, maybe like 10.
10? 10? And
Yeah,
you've been doing it for 10 years?
since I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's
I'm not sure you know football, but I'm not sure you remember Sam Bradford.
give me a second, give me a second. No, yeah, this is my second year, right? Doing it. I kind of understood it a little bit better than last year.
Right.
Obviously, I have a way better record than last year. Last year, I think I didn't even get 7 wins.
Well, I mean, like, it's either that or the fact that you picked up Christian McCaffrey because that motherfucker is going to win you every single game. But yeah,
What
go ahead.
sort of? Not really, not really. I mean, if I can get the number one pick next year, shit, I know that I'm going for him. I just don't know if he's injury prone because I think he was injured last year before he got
Uh,
traded to the Niners.
Before he got traded, yeah.
Yes, and what's it called? And I think he got injured for like 2 games this year.
That doesn't mean you're injury prone. There's just football in general. I mean, look at everybody. Cooper Kupp started off the year injured. Justin Jefferson is just coming off the IL. So it's like you're talking about everybody gets injured. It's football.
Yeah, and I think the running back for the Raiders just got injured too, and that kid was fucking beasting.
See, I mean, and then what happened to the last three quarterbacks that played for the Niners? Injured, injured, injured.
And you know what's crazy though? Like you start thinking when you think about football, you're like, oh well, the team sucks. I don't want to get no one from there. Oh well, the team sucks. And fantasy football, in a way, not only does it show you that yeah, the team sucks, but that doesn't mean that the players suck,
Yeah.
right? Yes, your team sucks, but now because you have a player from there, you can actually watch them play. Like oh, when the
Yeah.
fuck would I ever see the Vikings versus the Chicago Bears? Why the fuck would I care about an East Coast game?
Well, that's because that's a classic, actually. But okay.
No, sure, but I don't care. I'm from Cali, fool. I'd rather watch the Niners versus not well, yeah, Niners contra Rams, Niners contra pinche Chargers,
Chargers.
Chargers contra Rams, like back and forth and shit. Even though the both LA teams suck right now, like I would rather watch that. Or Buccaneers contra ¿cómo se llaman esos güeyes? Los Dolphins, which makes it a Florida Clásico. I mean, that's how I see it. Just because you're a
Right.
state, it's a state rivalry,
Right.
and so because I have Hawkinson, whatever his name is, keep forgetting
From
his name,
the
but the tight
Vikings.
end, yes,
Mm.
I have him right, and I was like, I was literally playing this motherfucker right here, Ernesto Urbina. I was playing this fool, and we're there in the chat. We're not in the chat, but we're there. I was like, I left my wide receiver on the bench because I thought Odell Beckham was gonna do better this week. Odell Beckham on the last 2 weeks, he's gotten like 15 points. And then fucking Jacoby Meyers from the Raiders, he averaged for 3 weeks in a row, he averaged only like 5 points. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the change because these fools are playing the Packers, the Ravens, and I'm like, was it the Packers? I forgot who. No, I don't think it was the Packers. I knew that they were playing the Chargers. And literally every time you play the Chargers, you want to play runners or wide receivers because you know they're gonna catch a lot. That's what I've been watching. And the Chiefs were playing the Raiders, so I was like, okay, their defense is better, so I'm gonna leave him in the bench because he's been averaging bad. It was a good trade off, right? Fucking Beckham only gets me 6 points as opposed to the last 14 that he got, and Mayers ends up with 20 fucking points. I'm like, you motherfucker! I'm like, 3 weeks in a back, you average less than 10 or less than 7, and now you decide to do 20. So I was kind of mad about that. So when I was relying on Hawkinson, I'm like, you're playing the Bears. It should be easy. Give me fucking 23 points. And he has the kicker for the Vikings. So I'm like, you give me 23 however you want to. Don't kick shit. Well, at the end of the day,
Right.
he ended up with 13. He needed 10 more, and I ended up losing his shit. Y como se llama? and it sucks because it makes you stressful. I was like I didn't want to join this liga of fantasy to stress more about something else that you're like, well, I had the winning game, but you decided to make a stupid swap.
See, you mess with your like I mess with my lineup, but not like that. I mess with my lineup, but then like, all right, making sure nobody's on bye week. All right, bet we're good. And that's
Okay,
it. Like
okay.
I don't tinker that much because then shit like that happens. I'm like fuck, you know, like obviously at the beginning of the season I didn't have a quarterback because Deshaun Watson was out. So I'm just like fuck. So I kept finding getting off the fucking free agency. I showed you who I got. I think I had Love at one point when he was like
Hmm.
ranked top 4. I'm like, man, pick him up. The next 3 games that he played, fucking 6 points, 7 points, 3. I was like, motherfucker. Like, so I dropped him. I picked Will Levy, whatever,
Uh-huh.
from the Titans. Picked him up because his first game as a starter, he blew up. Like, I bet he's gonna be a good. Tannehill's not
And then
gonna
the
come
next
back
game
after
you got
this.
like 2 points, I
And
think.
he was ass. So I'm like, fuck. So now I dropped him, and I ended up picking up C.J. Stroud from the Texans. He's good. And I'm like, all right, he's
Yeah,
solid. And now that Deshaun Watson's out for the year, I'm like, all right, he's staying in place.
yeah,
And he's gonna be my quarterback for moving forward. But I don't be tinkering like, okay, let me make these changes. I'm like, fuck it. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But I know who are my solid, consistent players. So I'm keeping them in there.
yeah.
Like this, I would have won this time, except for I left Adam Thielen on the bench because like I have too many good receivers that he has to ride the bench, even though he's good too. And he dropped 19, and on my starter I had DeAndre Hopkins. And he only
Okay.
had like 6 points. I'm like, fuck. And like I like had I done that little tinker, I would have won. But I'm
The,
like,
the 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 thing is when you do little things like that, okay, for this this is where I get mad. It's like when I did the Beckham versus Mayers, when I did that swap. Usually Mayers is always my starter.
right,
It's just that I saw that literally against the Chargers you can average a lot. So I was like, okay, it was like a smart move. It was a smart move. You're playing against the Chiefs, it's playing against the Chargers, and it didn't work out, and they averaged like a revés, and I'm like, damn, that's the ones that pissed me off because I'm like, if I didn't pay attention to that, I would just let them ride, just like you said, the bye week, and that's it. As
right,
the last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago, the Colts played the Titans, and my kicker ended up with like 20 points, except I forgot to play him, and I played the one from the Chiefs. So I was like, and that's where I got mad. I'm like, you should at least for the kicking one, it's a little bit easier to control because I literally have the one from the Chiefs, and I have the guy from the Colts. They're
right.
both really fucking good. So I'm like, it doesn't matter how I swap them, as long as I swap them. The only
Right.
time that I swapped the guy from the Colts, he only gave me one fucking point. I'm like, you stupid bitch.
No, like for me, it's my tight ends. I have the same guy, whatever his name is, Hawkinson or whatever.
Yeah,
But I also have Laporte, which is for the Lions, and
yeah,
that's basically 1 and 2. So it's like I can't go wrong with either or on my starting
with
lineup.
either or.
Yeah,
And the
but
Lions, the Lions are the surprise of this year. I have a buddy named Hector that he said that they will go as far as fucking their quarterbacks and loser as Goff wants them to go.
oh, it is golf. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Meaning that if Goff chokes, that's it for the Lions.
Well, see, same thing goes for the Titans because they will go as far as Tannehill wants to take them. Because Tannehill does not get. He's very underrated.
Hmm.
Very underrated. Now he's just injured now, but what was it, last year or 2 years ago when they made it to division? Like they could have gone on to the fucking conference, which if that had happened, I was gonna buy my fucking tickets and be right there because I was like literally like this watching the game, StubHub, bye. He throws a fucking pick and they lose the game. I'm like, fuck. And I was literally already about to hit check out because I was getting my tickets to go to the game for the conference championship game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you fucking shit, you just threw that shit away. You
So
know?
till this day, you're still a Tennessee Titans fan.
Yeah, we have the best rusher in the game. I mean, the best rusher in the game.
That's the when you see the playoffs how they're going. Who do you have in the Super Bowl? Do you have it
Eagles?
do you have it how they're predicting it because of the letters, which is Vikings, not
Nah,
Vikings, Ravens versus Niners?
nah.
No.
Jackson, like, he's a great season, a great season performer, but when it comes to playoffs, he disappears. So
I think he's gonna choke.
He's gonna choke. The Eagles for sure. NFC, it's locked in.
You think they're beating the Niners
Again? Yes.
again? Oh,
Yeah, they
'cause
beat them last year. Obviously, I know that Purdy was injured and whatever, but I don't go fuck. No, they lost.
I will say this: before everything started, I told everyone, I'm like, if the Eagles are healthy, I'm like, they're going back to the Super Bowl. I'm like, will they win it? I don't know, but they are going back to the Super Bowl. So that's been my thing desde que perdieron contra los Chiefs. Because even when they played against the Chiefs, I was like, fuck, I'm like, I really like the Eagles, but I love Mahomes. I'm like, and even this year, fucking well, I can't really blame Mahomes. His catching game sucks ass. But when I'm looking at the Eagles, I'm like, yeah, I think you can win it this year. Yeah, you already know what it takes to go to the Super Bowl. You almost literally beat the Chiefs if you didn't create that. What was it? That fumble? I think it was. It was Jalen Hurts. I think it was a fumble that instead of making the touchdown, I think it was a fumble on the Super Bowl last year.
Oh yeah.
Sí, verdad? Okay. And I'm like, and if you put it in perspective, if you don't fumble and you make that touchdown, that's 7 points.
Was it a fumble? I think so, but I think for me it was the flag that cost them the game. They're one flag away from getting into the end zone.
Well, okay, it was something. It was like right next to the line.
Yeah, the flag.
Yeah, right next to the. Okay. So yeah, my bad. I thought it was a fumble. It's been so many games, and now that I actually, because I do fantasy, at least this year that I've been all in, I do get to watch a lot of football. And I'm like, and I'm paying. I'm already looking into next year. I'm looking at running backs. I'm looking at fucking wide receivers, especially running backs, because running backs are a dime a dozen, and wide receivers, haz de cuenta que son como 4 dozens. There's still like 48 good players. No, not 48. Let's go with 30. Like 30 players that can get you double digits.
Right.
And for running backs, there's only quite a few that can get you above 15.
Right. Yeah. Because obviously most schemes run. There's 30 teams in the NFL. And there's going to be one running back that's going to be carrying the load if they're a running team or if they're a passing team. That's why I always say, and I believe I had drafted him this year, but then I dropped him. You ever want to draft a quarterback that's going to get you points? Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get you points because he's a stat pattern.
Yeah.
That's all he does. When it comes to playoffs, he's going to disappear. But Dak Prescott knows how to, his stats are always on point. So
it's like you watch the game, right? I'm like, you watch, like, yeah, he's a choker. Like he sucks at playoff time, he chokes. I'm like, but once I started realizing that on fantasy, I'm like, bro, you're good when it comes to fantasy. It's like Russell Wilson. I'm like, he's actually decent. Like he's a decent guy where he's like, okay, I need a guy that can give me 15. Russell Wilson's the guy, even though he's not as good as before, but like he can get you 15. While the other ones are like por decirlo, I'm not sure if I can say the same thing that he's a stat pattern. El güey de los Chargers. I forgot his name.
Herbert.
He can get you so many fucking points, but I'm like, I don't know if it's just him or it's just because their defense fucking sucks. And I'm like, their games always go fucking high points, like 30, 31, 33, like high. And I'm like, that means either your fucking defense sucks or you're just good at fucking stat padding también. The only difference is that you make touchdowns, like as opposed to Dak, where he's like little passes aquí allá. Y cómo se llama? And when you look at Mahomes, at least for me, that I have him as my quarterback, if he had a better catching game, that motherfucker would always give me like 20 or 20 something points. But he's averaging in the low 15 because they're not catching those fucking touchdown passes.
Right.
Against the Eagles. Perfect pass. He's running. Lands on his glove. Just so I can say this.
And he drops it. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you can't blame Mahomes for that. That loss is not on Mahomes when he literally gave you the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, and for me that would have been 6 points.
Well, it would have. No, it would have because for you.
For you, well, I would say maybe también más porque it was, I think, a 30-yard pass. So it would have been like 9 or 12. It would have been like a 12-point play for me.
Yeah.
For me.
It's and the thing is, fucking Mahomes, like they interviewed him or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, it wasn't his fault. I overthrew the pass." Like, no, motherfucker, that was his fault. Like, stop,
I'm pretty sure in the locker he ate him up.
no, no,
Like,
yeah,
yeah. Like that's kind of cool, but nah. Like nah.
Yeah. Basically, he's like, "Yep, you fucked up the game for us. We would have won that too."
Now, for our last little talk, este, I'll finish this off. If the fantasy football thing, because we're already on, I think there's 2 more weeks before we enter playoffs.
It should be week 14 of the NFL or some shit
No,
like that.
we're on week 13 because it's Vikings bye week.
Then yeah, then there you go.
And then it's week 14, and then it's 4 weeks of playoffs. ¿Cómo se llama? If they do, if this ends and I'm champion or get something out of it, Christmas came early to me.
What are you ranking? What's your ranking?
I'm on third place right now.
Okay.
I'm in third place. I have 7 wins and 5 losses.
So we would have been the same if it wasn't for my tie.
No, I think you would be better because you would be at 7
and 3
or 8. You would be at 8 or 4 or 7 and 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some shit like
because you're 7. No, wait up. You're 7-3-1 or 7-4. 7 wins. It would have been. It would have been 4 losses, or it would have been 8 wins, 3 losses. No, I think you're doing better than me.
Well, I'm either. I know I'm in 4th, but I was in 3rd, and I dropped to 4th. Like I'm not, but again, I don't tinker too much with my items.
So I am 7-4. My bad. I am 7-4 because it's only been 11 weeks, right, or 12 weeks. 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that means that you're 7, 4, and 1.
Yep.
Yeah, 7, 4, and 1.
Something like that. I don't
see, because if we're 12 weeks and if you have 7 wins and 1 draw, that only leaves 4 points available. And I for sure am 7-5.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, so I told you I started back in high school. You know what show really got me into it?
What show?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Friday Night Lights since you're from like 2010.
No, The League.
There's a show called The League?
Yeah, look it up. That shit is funny and it's about fantasy football.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's a good show. I don't know where it is. I'm not sure. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. I really don't know. I think it's on Hulu. Hulu might have it.
All right.
I had the complete series, and then the house burned down, so I lost it. But I had a complete series.
Okay.
That's a good show.
I'll check it out. I'll double check it out just to. I usually don't like to watch old shows that are already over, but if it's funny and if it helps me improve on The League,
I doubt it'll help you improve. But it's you have the tinker, you don't want to be moving around his shit. You have the guy who don't give a fuck, and he'll be like, hey, we'll trade you, let's just say Odell Beckham for 2 tacos. Tacos, all right, bet. Because he's always fucking high as shit. He never pays attention to his fucking league. Then you have the commissioner and all this other bullshit. But yeah, it's a good show.
It's like I'm looking at the cast right now, and it does look like I would enjoy that show. Here, I'll show you The League.
Yeah.
All right. No. Y ¿cómo se llama? Talking about bullshit traits. I was trying to tell this for the one Ernesto Urina. This fool literally lost like the first fucking 7 games. He was like 1-6. So I straight up told him, "You're not gonna make the playoffs." I'm like, "So I'll trade you for Kamara." I was trying to give him Saunders, which he completely sucks now. When I was trying to make the trade, he was averaging 9. So I was like, all right, I'll give you 9. I was trying to give him Gabe Davis with the Bills. Like he was averaging 14. And I was trying to give him Watson because he needed a QB. Because I told him, like, hey, Dak Prescott, he ain't working because in the first 2 weeks, he completely sucked. And he stuck to his guns. I wanted Kamara. He's like, if you want this guy, you got to give me Swift. I'm like, what's the point in that then? I'm like, I can't do it with Swift. I'm like, I need Swift. And I was trying to get Kamara, and he said, amarró los huevos el güey. He said no, and now that motherfucker's 6-6. So he won 5 games in a row. He started playing Dak again, and I'm like, you motherfucker. And I'm like, and I started losing my games because I just been playing stronger teams. I've been making more points. Like my team is competitive until it's not. Like
you're beating under 500 teams, and you're losing to over 500 teams.
I'm like the Cowboys. We're beating the cheap teams, but we're losing against a good team. So, before, like I said, I wanted to get to talk a little bit about Benavides, a little bit of boxing. I know you didn't watch the fight because you were watching WWE. It was going to be one or the other.
No, I would have been able to watch the fight. I just wasn't gonna pay for it.
It's like I said, I could have watched the fucking ending of Survivor Series, but I completely forgot about it. ¿Cómo se llama? Benavides beats the shit out of Andrade. I did not expect that fight to go that way. I watch a lot of boxing. Everybody knows on the channel that I watch a lot of boxing. I literally said if he stops him, it's going to be late, but I don't think it's going to go a stoppage. I think he's going to win by decision. I'm like, and I expected Andrade to actually drop Benavides because that's what he usually does. He drops people early in the rounds, like in the first 5 rounds. He literally drops persons, and because he dominates the first five rounds, and he drops them literally from round 6 and on, he starts to run and he gets tired. So that's what we're like, okay, he might stop him. Well, Benavides took his shots, took his uppercuts, took his everything, and that fool just mauled him down. He hace cuenta que he probably lost 2 rounds and won 4. He knocked him out in 6. The guy, well, he didn't knock him out. The guy went to his corner and said, like, hey, I quit. Like, yeah, that's it. Tira la towel, that's it. I'm not going back. So he quit. He's a quitter. Like, I don't give a shit what you say. If you as the boxer are saying that's it. You quit. You got nothing else to say, right? So he became the mandatory for Canelo, meaning that in May, Canelo has to fight him if he wants to keep his 4 belts.
Right.
Este güey es el monstruo, ¿verdad? The Mexican monster, el monstruo. He's Mexican, Bolivian, Ecuadorian.
Great. You said May 5th. Wait, the fight's gonna be on May 5th?
Well, like May 6th, if it happens. May 4th?
May
4th
4th will be a Saturday.
And a Saturday,
Fuck,
yes.
I'm gonna miss the fucking fight.
Where are you going?
Bad Bunny.
You can pass on Bad Bunny.
In Texas, though. This is a Texas Bad Bunny show.
Texas? You're gonna fly to Texas?
Yeah. Anyway, go on. Continue.
You can watch it on your phone.
During the concert, I was thinking that.
You're like, yeah.
I was thinking that.
When I went to go see Maná, because we were waiting for Maná to come out. I was literally watching the Ryan Garcia fight contra Javier Fortuna. It's not a big fight, but I'm like, hey, I got nothing else to do. I'm fucking waiting for Maná to come out. Basically, so I was literally watching the fucking boxing fight. Right, and the good thing is, like, literally, this fool fucking knocks him out. 10 minutes later, sale Maná. So I was like, oh, perfect. You guys ended it in a good time. But let's say if you do watch it or if you don't. Right now, you're looking at it that it might happen. If Canelo wants his belts, he has to fight Benavides. The question is this Canelo? I'm not saying that he's afraid of him, but he keeps saying that he won't fight no Mexican. He doesn't want to fight Mexicans as long as he's champion, right? He said it. If Benavides is smart about it, he can start saying, well, I'm only half Mexican. Like, my other blood is Ecuadorian. I was born in America.
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm not a full Mexican, so now you can fight me. You're the mandatory, so now he doesn't even have to use that excuse because now you just force him. Hey, you have to fight me. So the question I have for you, William, does the fight happen?
Well, I mean, if it's mandatory, it's going to happen. Canelo's not going to drop his belt. His ego is too big for him to drop his belt. If the fight does happen, Canelo's going to win that fight.
Okay, now let me refresh your memory a little bit. When he was the 160 WBC champion, before the Triple G1 fight, he won little Triple G was the mandatory. He told him, hey, let's fight. And Canelo was like, well, fight me at 155. He's like, no, you have the 160 belt. I want to fight for that belt. He's like, oh, you want to fight for the belt? Then here's the belt. He dropped it. He dropped the belt to not fight Triple G.
Was this before or after Canelo was on his run to get all his 5 belts or whatever? Obviously, this was before, right?
This was at 160.
Right now, Canelo's on a mission to get all the belts. He's at 4. He's missing Bivols, I think, right?
No. Okay. So he already has all the belts in that division, meaning that he doesn't need to prove anything to Benavides because you already got all the 4 belts.
Right.
Meaning that if he drops the belt, he can just say, well, I already got all the belts. I don't need that one. Just like he tossed the belt to Triple G by telling him, well, I'm not a 160 fighter, and he goes and fights Liam Smith at 154 for his belt because he was not a 160 fighter, even though he fought for the 160 belt.
Right.
So he can literally do that again. He can say, well, I don't need to show anyone to anything, and he can drop the belt.
Right.
Cuando le ganó a Triple G la second fight, he won all the 3 belts. It was 3 belts, and he needed one more, which was a WBO, I think it was. And he was supposed to fight Andrade, the one who just got knocked out, and he basically did not fight Andrade. He didn't want to fight him. The WBO somehow, some way, decided to go another route, and then the IBF told him you had to fight this guy, que se llama Derevinchenko, and Derevinchenko said no to $5 million somehow, some way. So Canelo dropped the belt, even though $5 million for that kind of a fighter would have been a lot more, because he ends up fighting Triple G, Derevinchenko, for $1 million, which doesn't fucking make sense.
Right.
Like, why would you say no to $5 million for Canelo, but then you say yes to $1 million to Triple G?
Right. Yeah.
So now I ask you again, because now you know this little bit of history. Do you think Canelo drops the belt?
You're saying, do I think Canelo's ducking Benavides?
Yes.
That's really what you're asking.
Basically.
Fuck, bro. I mean, I don't want to say yes, but it looks like it, If, like you said, Benavides could easily say, fuck the Mexican bullshit, I'm American. Because fuck Ecuadorians, he's in America, and he's born here, and he's American. He could easily claim American, and like you said, now Canelo has no excuse of, I don't fight Mexican fighters, I still think Canelo would win if the fight were to happen. I still think Canelo would win. I think Canelo is, yes, he's already on his way out, but I still think Benavides wouldn't have enough in his tank to take Canelo.
That's an interesting take. Now, you are saying that the fight does happen in May, or do you think it happens in September?
I hope it happens in September just so I could watch it.
You can throw yourself a birthday party, bashing a super early. Oh no, not super early, because 1 week early.
Wait, damn! I'm gonna be in Texas.
También in September.
It's gotta be Angels versus Texas Rangers, and over in Arlington. So, see, my goal in 2024 is to start traveling to visit every single baseball stadium there is. That is my goal, my dream, my bucket list. So I got to start that at some point. I only have 2 stadiums right now: Angel Stadium and Truist Park. So.
But you're gonna follow the Angels where they play, or any
basically
team?
Angels where they play, because I'm not gonna go watch a fucking Texas game for no fucking reason. Like, no, I'm just gonna wait till Angels shows up and then go support Angels.
Okay.
So right now, that's my goal for 2024, to start doing that.
It's a nice bucket list.
But so I was looking at the schedule. I'm like, okay, if I plan this shit out, I could visit Houston and Dallas at the same time. Knock 2 stadiums out of the way, the same weekend. However,
so September.
That
would be the fight. The fight would be if it were happening in September, which I don't want to in September.
Independence Day.
It would be in Independendence Day, September 16 weekend.
And I don't remember exactly when the games are, but I know they're in September. Anyway, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter when it happens, as long as it happens. Because obviously it is a fight I'm willing to pay money for and actually see. Because I've been waiting for that fight also to happen. I'm not a big boxing watcher, but when it's big names, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it because it's big names. Garcia versus Tank, I watched that.
You're in my realm that I watch a lot more boxing, and I'm not even like todo boxing, but like I know a lot of boxers. You is what you're considered a casual fan.
A casual fan, yes.
Yes.
I'm a casual fan.
Yo soy fan. Like I'll talk about the 115 division. I'll talk about the champions in the 112 division. I'll talk to motherfuckers about heavyweight and shit like that.
Right.
So, William, you're saying that it might happen. If Canelo does not fight him and drops the belt, he's like, I got nothing else to show you, whatever, fuck you.
He's ducking him.
He's ducking him. Will that affect his legacy?
No.
No, you don't think so?
No. Canelo still took on, I mean, in my opinion, he lost to Triple G, fight 1, but he still took on Triple G. He still took on so many other boxers out there that you can name. Yes, even though people are saying those were washed up boxers with champions who should be champions, he still took on champions, and he still took the belts out of champions. It is what it is, and
I would say this.
Has a way to do.
I would say this. It affects like with Mexicanos, it affects them. Like people are gonna call him pussy. His Hall of Fame and all that is gonna be good. He's still gonna be in the Hall of Fame. His todo va a estar bien. But on the eyes of Mexicans, a lot of them, if you don't take that fight, yeah, you bitched out, and they're not gonna like you. You're not gonna get a lot of affected by it, but they are gonna look at you sideways, like, bro, like you didn't take on that guy when that guy was in his prime, and all the other guys that you fought in their prime were runners or boxers, not boxer punchers, because people like to see boxer punchers son los que vienen a pelear siempre, even if they don't have power, they're there fighting. Y boxer runners son como Charlo, Caleb Plant, that they're just running around.
Right,
On their prime, I think Canelo has only fought Alfredo Angulo on their prime as a boxer puncher. Because all the other champions, they were runners. Even fucking Charlo, who was a boxer puncher, decided to become a boxer runner.
Isn't that what happens with age?
Huh?
Isn't that what happens with age? Like as you get older, like you're not gonna hit no more. You're like, fuck that shit hurts. I'm running away.
That's true, except Charlo is knocked out his last opponent before that. Like he goes toe to toe. It's just that when you feel the power, you start to run, and you're like, fuck that.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
You can kind of say that John Ryder, el que peleó en Guadalajara, he was a boxer puncher, but he's not on the A side. That was more like a C level, C plus, B minus.
Right.
And I'm not even saying Benavidez is A, but Benavidez is probably like a B plus.
Like again, I just think Benavidez, because you're saying he's in his prime, but how old is he? 24?
24, 25?
Exactly. Like that's not really his prime. His prime will be in about 1-2 more years. You're talking about Ryan Garcia's 24. 23, 24, I think. So it's like Ryan Garcia still has a long way to go before he's considered like
a prime fighter,
in my opinion. So it's like, but the thing is, you wait 2 more years with Benavidez. At that point, Canelo's past his prime. You know what I mean?
Is what, Pat? Oh, sí.
So it's like you don't want to wait 2 years for Benavidez, and because then they'll be like, okay, now that we're fighting, oh well, you caught me off my prime, and you
exactly. By the way, you like my fireplace? It's nice and warm in here. It's right there, fool. That's my background for keep you cool. No, cierto. No, but I honestly hope we get the fight in May. I don't want to wait for it in September. Will it be a great fight? Hopefully. If it does get announced, I'm gonna talk about it. Right now, we're just in preliminary. Prelims, right there. Preliminary talks. Hopefully it gets made. Honestly, hopefully it does get made. So, man, what the fuck? There you go. Ah, you like that shit, huh?
You figured it
out. No, but okay. Are you happy for CM Punk?
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't?
All right. There's something that Bully Ray or Bubba Ray, however you want to call him, said on his podcast. He has a podcast with Mark Henry, and he said that the way that people screamed cuando salió on the stadium, it wasn't like that pop was a different type of pop. It's like when your team scores a goal. So I went back and I heard it like with my eyes closed and I rewind. Yeah, it fucking sounds like como si alguien metió un gol and you're like fucking chanting de felicidad de un gol.
Yeah, no, that pop is gotta be. Obviously, I mean, it might have helped because it's in his hometown. Mm-hmm. However, I still think had it not been his hometown, that pop is and would have been the best pop of all time.
And you know why I said, okay, I'm going to Raw? Because cuando te mandé ese promo that he did, I said, and his name is, y cuando puso su desert, like, that's where I'm like, that's not even Chicago, that's fucking Tennessee. And then everybody screams CM Punk bien loud, y todos juntos, like one chant, nothing like, not CM Punk, no. It was like, CM Punk. Pero todos bien, I was like, okay, I gotta go. And I'm getting him right after Royal Rumble. Well, not right after, because Royal Rumble would be like on the 27th, and they're going to be here 2 weeks later. So I'm going to be seeing him with probably the feud of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So that would be interesting to see las pinches peleas que van a ver.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, people. Whoever joined us, cool. Whoever didn't, cool. Still will. He's there. He's happy. He got McDonald's for fucking Thanksgiving. That's not dinner, but that's a Champions for dinner.
That is dinner.
And
I don't know
We are gonna bring the live sessions back. I just took a month off because I was really tired from the October ones. We went all out in October. I did literally 12 topics. I chose them all, so I got burned out. But I'm back in December. Hopefully, I bring William to one of the Christmas talks. And just in case if I don't bring that Christmas live to you, William, because we're entering Christmas on or December week on December 1st, we're entering the Christmas months. What is your favorite Christmas movie? And if I do bring this topic later on, you can switch it. It's okay. You can do your second movie. But right now, for the audience, which one is it and why?
I think I named it last time, but I think we talked about it yet already. But it just came out.
Oh, don't tell me about the fucking Santa Claus was a
Yeah.
Violent Night, Silent Night, Violent Night.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we know what I'm talking about. Silent Night, I think it was.
I liked it.
Yeah, that's gotta be my favorite one. So far.
Watch. And it's funny because a lot of people don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. I'm like, Die Hard in a way it's not, but it is because I'm like, it's in Christmas Day. There's a Christmas tree, there's Christmas presents, and then there's a Christmas song at the end. So técnicamente they have all the right ingredients. They have all the right ingredients, you know. And there's a Christmas party también. So I'm like, is this but Silent Night, Violent Night? You cannot say it's not a Christmas movie because it's fucking Santa Claus. Santa Claus is a fucking Viking. Would you consider that a Christmas movie?
Silent Night it's a Christmas movie, yes.
Oh, Die Hard. Okay.
Die Hard I also consider a Christmas movie, yes.
And what's the reason why that became your favorite Christmas movie?
I mean, really?
Oh,
I mean, obviously it's not. I mean, it's an action movie, and it has, you know, a lot of nice gifts. You could say, you know, blood and shooting and booze and anything you can think of that happens in actual Christmas. Just depending if you're in the hood or in a bougie area, you know.
And forever, that fool will always be Hopper to me. And that fool, I love him. Like I need to see almost every movie that I see from him. I want to go see it because he's such like no, ¿cómo te puedo decir? You know you're not gonna get a bad movie with him, except for Hellboy. But other than that, like it's you like when I saw the Black Widow movie and that he's in there as Red Guardian, and he was like probably the best part of the movie because he's the best character, and he's also gonna be on the. It's like the Revengers or whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. It's like the B players for the Avengers, which is U.S. Agent,
yeah,
Bucky. So he's gonna be part of that group. So I'm just looking forward to it, and I'm like, okay, I like him, I like Bucky. I'm like, U.S. Agent was okay. I'm like, porque es el hijo de Kurt Russell. So I'm like, maybe if he was more like Kurt Russell, it would be a lot better. ¿Cómo se llama? And then you have all the other ones. So I'm like, it can be good, but because the MCU writers have been sucking so long, I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's something that me and you have to talk in one of our lives. Just keep it MCU so that we can let all the bullshit out or let all the good shit in.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of MCU like this. I have not seen anything from MCU after
Endgame.
No.
Multiverse.
After whatever came out earlier this year. If something came out this year.
I gave up after Doctor Strange too.
I know I saw that for sure because I remember that clearly in my head. But something came out earlier this year. I think that was Guardians 3. After Guardians 3, I haven't seen it.
Oh, actually, Guardians 3 wasn't bad.
Did you cry?
It wasn't great.
Did you cry?
No.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry for what the fuck. I saw it on DVD.
Oh, okay, fair. I guess you had distractions around you that didn't let you pay attention.
I just don't think I would have cried because I don't like Chris Pratt. Oh, you're talking about the fucking raccoon.
The raccoon. Fuck Chris Pratt.
I ain't crying. Fuck a raccoon. I don't. Fuck Bradley Cooper. I don't like Bradley Cooper. I don't like Bradley Cooper, bro. What the fuck you want me to say?
What do you like about him?
He's annoying. Look at his fucking face. He just has a face that you want to punch.
I mean, have you seen the movie Burnt?
Burnt? No, I haven't seen. No, because I don't like Bradley Cooper, so I don't really watch his movies.
It doesn't matter. The three movies that made me like Bradley Cooper, or two movies, was Burnt and Silver Lining Playbook, I think.
I still need to watch. I need to watch that one. I heard really good things
Jennifer
about
Aniston, right? I think.
No, it's with Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence. But yeah, those two movies were the movies I was like, okay, I like Bradley Cooper.
I liked him in American Sniper,
That's a good movie too.
but that's because Clint Eastwood directed that. So anything that Clint Eastwood touches, I have to watch. But
I
no,
mean, yeah,
honestly, Bradley
I'm sure
Cooper.
you liked them in Hangover as well.
I only like part one, and
And
no,
that's
I did
yeah.
not like. I did not like him as a character. I liked actually no ni los tres me caen bien gordos. I would probably like the Chinito one, the Chinito guy. I
Dr.
forgot his
Chang,
name. What was his name?
Dr. Chang,
Yeah, he's a doctor. I forgot.
Chang,
Yeah,
yeah.
him. Because even Ed Helms, he's annoying. Saga Galifianakis sucks at acting. Bradley Cooper's acting like if he's the fucking cool guy.
He is cool.
And
He has the face of a cool guy. He has, the whole.
he has a face that you want to punch.
Oh, also speaking DC, Marvel DC, did you see Batista's gonna be in DC?
He already was, can no?
No.
Oh, I thought he was. With what movie? He's gonna be Bane?
They haven't mentioned, but everybody's leaning towards
Yeah,
him.
it has to be Bane.
He said that he loves Tom Hardy's Bane, but he could bring his own persona into the Bane character.
Yeah, like I mean, you don't have to give him too much speaking, but he has a body for Bane. He's Latino like Bane. Yes, Dave Bautista's but somehow Latino. There's maybe
Well,
some
I mean,
Spanish blood.
his last name is Bautista.
It's David
Batista's
Bautista.
cool too.
He's a wrestler like fucking Bane, so it has to be Bane. Or if you want to give him another one, even though he was already in the DC EU, Killer Croc. He has a body for Killer Croc, and that would
Yeah.
probably be a better character for him. Because like he's just too big. Even if people say he's he's a good actor, I'm like, yeah, but he's too big. Like you need to give him something that fits. And like you're not gonna give him fucking the Penguin.
I mean, why not?
Can you see him as Mr. Freeze?
I was thinking it, but no.
He's too big because he's big.
I mean,
It's like
right now you're just thinking Batman. Obviously, there's other characters out there too. There's
okay. Who can you see him as the Mad Hatter? Oh, he's from fucking Batman. Yeah.
who's that the swamp monster? He could do
Swamp.
that.
You mean Man-Thing?
Is it Man-Thing?
I think it's Man-Thing.
With the swamp?
And he's a hero. Unless you were going for no, that's still Batman. That mug face. You're not gonna give him Captain Boomerang. You can't give him Black Cat unless you're going the ¿cómo se llama? The one that looks like the bad Superman.
Black Adam?
No. The one that has a weird face. That he's Superman, but he's bad. He's like a bad clone.
I don't remember, but I know who you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
I forgot his name.
I want to say for some reason I want to say Cesaro, but it's not Cesaro.
Bizarro.
Okay, Bizarro. There you go. I said Cesaro, but
Yes, yeah. Give me a second. I'll show you Bizarro. Oh, there's no. Okay, there you go. This Bizarro would be the one that I would like to see him. That one. But I think that's too much. Where are you going? Oh man, I can put him in big. There you go. No se puede poner en big. I was trying to put him in big, but that Bizarro, that would be Bizarro.
You know who that face reminds you of though? There's an actor that has that exact same face.
Who fucking Owen Wilson?
No. That's a fuck up nose. No.
There is an actor with that face. Who is it?
Bardem?
Javier Bardem.
Is it? Yeah, right?
I think so. Let me give it a quick check. What's going on? Give me a second, eh?
From No Country for Old Men.
See. That guy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You're an asshole. No, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm really against that James Gunn universe, but I did love Blue Beetle, and like I said, we gotta go live one of these Sundays, me and you again, and so we can let all our comic shit out for the year, because we haven't touched some comics all year.
Since the beginning,
desde que hicimos la list, which were your top favorite movies.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it up before the year ends for sure, because we do have to talk about that list. How many did you actually watch in theaters? and how many did you actually not watch at all?
You're right. I don't remember the list, but I do remember watching the majority of that list.
Oh, you did?
Except for no, I did. Except for actually, I have to. I might pull up Blue Beetle right now. If it's on HBO Max, I'll watch it right now.
I only went to theaters one time.
So you didn't watch none of that list?
Yeah, I saw Sisu.
Oh, okay.
The World War II movie. The World War II. It was all right. Did Sienna throw in a trailer?
Ah, fuck. All right. I wanted to see it, but I never saw it.
It was one of those where it gets too ridiculous, and you're like, you know what? I'm like, I'm already here. Fucking enjoy it. But it's not better than the John Wick series. It's as violent as the John Wick series. I'll say that. And you can give it a try. Give it a try. You'll enjoy it. It's just not better than the trailer. The trailer makes it seem like acá, and it's probably like right here. The violence is acá though.
Well, see, this. I mean, obviously there's still Redbox, but this is why I miss not having rental places anymore. Because obviously now it's like, okay, where can I find these movies? Netflix, HBO, Hulu, Peacock.
I can give you a stream where I watch them.
Okay.
And if you have a Fire Stick, I can make you part of my membership club.
Do that, because it becomes too much of a hassle. I'm like, I can't find, and then I finally find it because I search it up on my TV, and they'll be like, oh, you have to, have this subscription. I'm like, fuck this shit, like it's too much.
Why are you looking like an emo kid with that kind of hair, man?
I'm growing it out, bro. I'm gonna look like, I told you, I'm gonna look like who did I tell you was gonna look like?
Zach Galifianakis?
No, motherfucker, Taylor Aaron Johnson.
Taylor Aaron Johnson?
Yeah, or Aaron Taylor Johnson. There you go.
The guy from Kick-Ass?
Kick-Ass, yeah.
You do not look like him. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave you like that. Is he gonna look like that?
Not that white, obviously. My hair is gonna be like that. I'm gonna have a little beard from the little mustache from the Bullet Train, and I'm gonna take all that shit off.
Chalice, you're not gonna look like him.
And then I'm gonna have the body like Craven the Hunter.
You're stupid, bro. Anyway,
watch me.
You guys have a great day. You guys have a good night. William, final words before we end this little beautiful life.
Stay cool.
Stay cool. Hablamos, William.
All right.
Peace out.